Real quick before you watch this video, if you're not getting notified when I upload videos, it's probably because you haven't clicked the bell symbol next to the subscribe button down there. Also, if you haven't received an email from me with discount codes and secret giveaways, it's also probably because you haven't clicked this link and signed up for my email list. You might want to do that now. Enjoy the video.
Homelessness all over the headlines this week.
This is an area in North Oakland that's near a lot of freeways.
This view from Drone View 7 of just one encampment gives an idea of the size and difficulty of this assignment.
The freeway overpasses provide shelter for a large number of homeless camps.
I've seen hookers, I've seen drug deals, I've seen needles all over the place. It's been chaos. We've been abandoned by the city of Oakland.
This is a crisis, like it is for every city on the West Coast.
Democrats run the city, they run the state.
Yep.
What are Democrats doing wrong when it comes to homelessness?
Well, we own it. We own poverty as well. We're the richest and poorest state. You can't sugarcoat that, and I think we have to accept that responsibility, that accountability.
It's startling how much degeneracy and homelessness and open drug use exist in what is supposed to be a shining beacon of a city. And it really blew me away. Overwhelmingly, I just could not help but get this feeling that there's a lot of enabling going on, a lot of it, where there are a lot of people who do have the mindset of, I don't want responsibility, I don't want to live up to a certain expectation, and it's much easier for me to just live at the bottom and allow the government to take care of my basic necessities while I chase hedonistic pleasures like drugs. I saw a lot of that. There are those people who get lost in the system, unfortunately, who actually just find themselves on hard times and are doing the best they can to keep afloat, but they can't keep afloat. And then you have people, these kind of parasitic opportunists who come into places like San Francisco where the policies are very enabling of a lifestyle which do not require accountability and responsibility. And they just thrive.
When I think about how San Francisco has changed, the biggest, most salient point that I see is the increase of tolerance, I feel, has led to an appreciation almost for folks to just be and do and reside and create burden for everyone else. Sure. So all this to say, the tolerance, definitely understand that's important, but where it's bled into our laws or lack thereof enforcement has, for me and my peers, created taking a beautiful city and making it difficult to live here, not only in terms of price, but in terms of infringing on my ability to enjoy my neighborhood.
Gotcha.
And we're very tolerant and supportive towards people who are living what you might call an alternative lifestyle that causes a lot of negative externalities.
You know, it's a lot of turmoil, so to speak.
Kelly Barnes is one of those living in the tents on Peralta. If the city came out tomorrow, clean this place out, where would you go?
Just find another location, I guess.
You know, I look down the street and I'm like, okay, what's going on here? Like, it just doesn't, it's just not registering. It's like, is the cost of living being artificially inflated? Are there actual natural occurrences that are creating the conditions?
In a nutshell, since the recession in 2009 ended, we have added some 722,000 jobs to the Bay Area. Housing, however, we've only added 106 units. Whatever the reason, homelessness is growing in the Bay Area.
So why does one of the richest cities in the world have neighborhoods that resemble some of the poorest?
Part of it is in these more progressive cities, we enable it. We are very tolerant of different ways of living, and I think that we've really lost the sense of placing demands on people. You know, what is the minimum that's expected of you?
You're seeing people lying on the streets, seeing people pass down on the street. You're seeing people eat out of garbage cans. You're seeing people shoot up.
What could a minimal standard be that would create a sense of, you know what, I have to be accountable for this and thus contribute back to the society in which I'm drawing from?
No living on the street, no relieving yourself on the street. We have a lot of that. No begging, no injecting drugs in public.
Yeah.
I think it's fine to do it privately. I'm for drug legalization, but I think we have to have clean streets and a civilized society, and that really doesn't have a place.
Gotcha. So from a government level, the government benefits from this, from not providing any accountability and allowing people to do whatever they want, because it in turn allows them to pretty much turn it into an enterprise and make money off it.
I think that's a fair point. So last November, San Francisco adopted a new tax on businesses.
San Francisco spends over $300 million a year on housing and homeless programs, but you wouldn't know it walking down Market Street.
It's going to bring in $300 million of annual revenue, but San Francisco is already spending $300 million on homeless. So there is, I believe, a homeless industrial complex in many cities in California, San Francisco probably being the biggest case of that.
San Francisco spends hundreds of millions of dollars every year trying to help, but critics say what's really needed isn't more money, but a whole different approach.
I believe that there are a lot of different political, not the sense from conservative or liberal, but political agendas of folks wanting to keep things maybe as they are.
Oh, yeah. So what do you think some of the motivations are behind these agendas? And I know maintaining the status quo always benefits someone and hurts someone else.
Right.
Right.
I believe it comes down to a civil liberty, really taking that step to physically remove people from places where they've been allowed to be. And this tolerance, ironically, has contributed to, one would think, helping your fellow man. I don't see it helping them.
To address this ongoing problem, the mayor is proposing education programs to teach the homeless how to clean up after themselves and the importance of respecting the city. That truly is a San Francisco state of mind.
Did you say the tolerance has evolved into a sense of enabling in many ways?
Yes, enabling, yeah.
Okay. All right, because I honestly, my perspective has largely been, from what I've been hearing, what I've been seeing, it seems that way. It seems like there's certain lifestyles which I think are inherently destructive to people in and of themselves that are being enabled by some of the policies in here in San Francisco.
Yep, and policies, it may be laws that don't want to be enforced. That's classically it.
Yeah.
It all comes around, we're all circling, all status quo. There's probably money being made in different ways for this. I often think like it is a vocation to be homeless.
So it's all a big good old boys club. The people that run the management of homelessness out of our city halls and our county seats are formerly owners of nonprofits.
Gotcha.
Business as usual. Yeah, we still got 14,000. Okay, great. We'll try better next year. Where's my check? We'll try to better next year. Where's my check? And the checks keep coming without any penalty, without any oversight. Because they're all in the industry together.
Where did this money go? Because I don't see it being spent trying to help people.
It's interesting in that you're not the first person that I've heard talk about basically this kind of industrial homelessness complex, so to speak.
Oh, big time.
Right.
Big time. We got our prison industry, we got our pharmaceutical industry, which runs this country, and then we got our homeless industry, which is a fairly new industry that a lot of people are taking advantage of and carpetbagging. There's people that come in this community, the Tenderloin, there's people that's running nonprofits for homeless in this Tenderloin that are making $250,000 as an ED. That's BS. That's BS. Normally, the standard for a nonprofit would be maybe 15% admin and 85% going to the clients. It's just a flip here, and no one's monitoring that. And that's crazy as hell. That's crazy as hell. You say you care about homelessness, yet you're taking home $250,000 a year. That's ridiculous. That's ludicrous.
Gotcha. So you think the nonprofits are just as big of a problem as the way?
Just as big as a problem, and they actually don't think they are.
Gotcha.
They don't look at those books or something. And the people that are giving it, the Department of Homelessness, the HSA are not monitoring how these funds are being regulated. And that's why our mayor, Mayor Breed, was against what we call our Prop C, which is going to bring $200 to $300 million into this fight for homeless. She says, no way, not on my watch, because this money is not being properly administered.
Wow. Wow. So
and it's not.
Now, do you think that the lack of being able to provide shelter for people, do you think that's negligence? Apathy?
Incompetence. Okay. Incompetence. Not, you've got all these analysts making $175,000 sitting there messing around with data, and you don't have any idea how to deal with this problem. And you want to sit here in San Francisco, put a wall around and not look other place. Go to Chicago, go to Baltimore, and I've been in all these cities this year. You don't see the misery in the whole city of Washington, D.C. You won't see in one block of this Tenderloin has more visible homeless than the entire city of Washington, D.C.
Why are there still thousands of people living on the street? How does the system work or not work? Our best services do not scale to the overwhelming demand.
Navigation centers do a good job for those they serve, but the numbers are so small. You're talking about 50 people here. Come on, you're talking about a 6,000 person problem.
How do you think San Francisco as a whole, if you had to give them a report card, a grade, a letter grade, how has San Francisco been dealing, in the way that they've been dealing with the homelessness issue? What would you give them as
Double F.
Double F.
Double F.
Why?
And because we make Tyrone, who's laying outside right now, we make him a political animal. We're fighting over how to deal with Tyrone, but at the end of the day, he's still outside. And we go home every night and sleep in our beds. And the next morning, we're gonna fight over Tyrone again and go home the nights, and he's still out there. Look out down the street. This is the richest city in the United States, by far the richest city in the United States. This is supposed to be the tech capital of the world, Silicon Valley. We can't put sheetrock over someone's head. I was at Home Depot the other day. Sheetrock is $4 a sheet. So what's the big deal?
Yeah.
$4 a sheet, but you can't do that. But yeah, you can send a Tesla up to the moon and turn around the moon and land upside down on a barge in the middle of the ocean. And you say you're the tech experts. No, you're not, because you can't put sheetrock over Tyrone's head.
I saw the world today. I saw the world. It flew into a spin, into a swirl.
There's so many people that go unnoticed when you start talking about the problems that go on in metropolitan areas like San Francisco, where you're just not really, you're not living, you're just kind of surviving day to day. And I think in large part, a lot of it is due to the way that the city is handling it or not handling their homelessness and drug issue. I know, based on what I saw on the ground versus what's being pumped out into the media and to the regular masses of people, there's a very deliberate attempt to cover up this mess. I can't help but feeling like the policies in San Francisco are more enabling this lifestyle more so than trying to help people out of it. This would never fly in a place like Dallas or in Texas. It just don't make it conducive for that type of lifestyle to thrive. And I think that's the right way to go about it. Why would anybody want a group of people to thrive in homelessness? It really baffles me. Yo, real quick before you go, just want to let you know that for the remainder of 2019, I'm going to be giving away a bunch of awesome products, and I'm going to be doing this every single month. So if you want to learn more about how to sign up so you can potentially win some awesome products, hit the link in the description section and learn. All right, folks, holla. What's going on, folks? This is Colion Noir. If you like what you saw in this video, be sure to hit the subscribe button that should be located on the bottom left portion of the screen. I mean, come on, who are you fooling? I know you want to.